Hello, today I'm gonna present a persuasive speech titled Defeating Permanent Poor Homelessness. Introduction. Would you rather be starving or eat untouched leftover? Would you rather die from cold or receive clothes from places like the Salvation Army? Unfortunately, society is implying a lot of unrealistic concepts about appearance. A lot of people spend a lot of money on buying expensive clothes just to look rich. A lot of people may consider themselves poor when comparing themselves to richer people. But there are people who live without a home, establish credibility. One of my friends was homeless. He did not live consistently on the address that is listed on his ID and was not allowed to return till he found a job to help pay the bills and the rent. The argument, in another word, it is better to teach a person how to gain practically legal residence than to give away possession earned by hard work. That's taken from the Bible. Audience relevancy. You may be able to relate to when you were a child and did not own anything that you had to work for until your first job. Review. Today, my friend is willing to explore steps to get someone out of homelessness and the benefits therewith. Transition. Since a long time ago, there have existed people who have been too poor and homeless. Problem need. There are too many people living on the streets, suffering the cold and not able to predict where they will find their next meal. These people need decent home and healthy food and clean clothes and stable jobs. Image of too many poor people without a house because they did not know how to get or keep one. Transition. Now that we know the problem, here is the solution. Homeless people require proper education on the practical ways to get a home. First, it is important that they get a job starting basic living characteristics that limit them from getting hired. Addiction. Second, save money to people to buy a house or apartment. There are training resources that will teach budgeting. Lastly, the person needs to know how to maintain their own property, being lawful citizen and respectful to the neighbors. In conclusion, there are too many homeless people wandering around the city, possibly breaking too many or major social norms. They are struggling or have given up on finding a better way to purchase their own house, food, and clothes. It is much better to educate a poor homeless person than to just leaving them with gifts. If taught in an understanding and more interesting way, homeless people may learn the steps necessary to get and keep their own homes. Wouldn't you rather help someone once so they will keep equipped for life than feeling uncomfortable seeing the same person back on street for another quarter? Thank you. Main point 3. Transition. That's one hand. On the other hand, the question and main concern is, are there risks? Cons. The patient might commit a crime against you if you approach them. The person might smell, giving pocket change and donating small items may be easier. They are probably homeless because they could not commit to high school or even afford it, and education is very expensive and they think it's a waste of time. Education is longer lasting resource than small. The city would look better when everyone is commonly civilized. Neighborhoods would look nicer as more homes are respectively and gratefully occupied. The economy will be improved because there would be a higher percentage of employment and less of homeless people around.